is to show you what are the main tricks on Facebook, how Facebook works, what were the main changes during last year, because they changed the algorithm, how they show all the posts, all the information for normal users. So we're going to discuss this a little bit. Also, one of the growing very fastly social platform as Instagram. So as we all know, now we have 5 main platforms. I haven't included Snapchat here because it's not our target group, but it's also very, very upcoming right now. So main social platforms, as you can see, Facebook is still quite on the top. YouTube even more ahead of it. But what you can see that those platforms are not growing so much since 2016. And only Instagram is the one who's still constantly growing. And even later, statistics shows that Facebook is a little bit getting down, and Instagram is going much, much, much more up. A few years ago, Instagram was only for teenagers. Now more and more grown-up people start to use it, and it's more adjusted to businesses. So it's quite smart to have not only Facebook but Instagram, especially when they can be linked together and just help each other to bring more value and bring more auditorium. What we have with Twitter is very, very, very specific because it has quite narrow geographical usage. In America, it's quite popular and sometimes even more popular than Facebook. But in Europe, it's not so much popular, and I'm not sure if we should invest a lot of time to it because it's not working as well as we would wish it to work. Also, what we have with YouTube, it's also still on the top because people enjoy watching all kinds of videos. The only thing is that YouTube and Facebook are not going leg to leg, as in Lithuanian we say, and they are competing quite a lot. So if you, let's say, upload your video to YouTube and want to share it to Facebook, it will be seen by less people than if you shared it to Facebook. Of course, Facebook has its own pluses and minuses with the videos, because Facebook's videos quality is not as good as YouTube's. But in order to gain attention in YouTube, you have to have a very constant content, and it requires quite a lot of work. So for organizations as us, YouTube is not as useful as, let's say, Facebook or Instagram. So let's begin with Facebook because it's the platform most of us uses. What is very important to know about Facebook? First of all, we always have to make sure that our page is hygienic. That means that there are some things which has to be always renewed, updated, and has to show the good quality of what we are offering. So there are 3 main things what is required to do for all the Facebook pages. So first of all, it's very, very important to have updated cover. Cover can either show any upcoming events. It can show any memories from not so far away happened events, or any other information what was up to date and which was relevant and showed some interesting stuff. Also, if we have any applications or anything like that, it's always useful to use covers. Another information is contact information. In a lot of pages, contact information is not updated, and for Facebook users, it's much harder to find out where to go, where to call, or where to write an email. It's always better to show an email or just to link to Facebook messages, because for people it's much easier than to have a phone call because sometimes it's distracting or just unusually, especially for young people. And one more very important thing is that nowadays Facebook users are very used to fast Facebook messaging and fast answering. If someone doesn't reply in 10 minutes, we think that something is wrong, or we just think it's not qualified so well. So it's always good to have automatic answers to all the messages we have on Facebook pages, because it shows some quality, and it just shows to anyone who wrote to us that, okay, we know you wrote to us, thank you, we're gonna answer you as soon as possible. I'm gonna show one example. It's a very good Facebook page. In Lithuania, we have an acceleration program. So as you see, the new program started. So on the cover, we have new photos with the participants from last year. It shows that it's a new program which started this year and stuff like that. Also, this Scudder, when applications were working, had another very good example how to use this space, because everyone sees it, how to use it very well to just to use it for better applications. So I'm not going to find it right now here, but I have it somewhere here. You can just write any event here and show an arrow here, because this button you can change, you can edit this button and add registration, add application forms, messaging, or anything else what you need. And it's very good to use this space, which is quite a lot of times forgotten, to inform about something what is happening right now, something what is useful to know, and something what could be used for those who are interested in what you're authoring. Another thing what I already said was the contact information. So it's always very important to have that contact information. And one more thing is automatic answering to messages. Does everyone knows how to do it? Guys?
No.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. If you go to settings, yes, settings, messaging, you can have just wait a second. Yeah, you can simply have automatic answering. I'm going to show you how it looks at the beginning. So if I wanted to send a message here, okay, I'm not probably going to be able to do that. Okay, let's go to inbox simply. Okay, so if someone sends you a message, either to Facebook or Instagram, because from any ad you're gonna create, Instagram can simply get messages to this place. Let's say someone wrote a message, okay? So we have automatic reply, which is sent at this exact moment, which says anything you want to say. It was like, hello, Mindaugas, thank you for messaging us. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. It's a very easy thing to do, and it just can help a lot. So if you go to automatic to your inbox, then you're going to see automatic responses. You can show the time when you're going to answer or not going to answer, because you still have working hours and stuff like that. And if you go to instant reply, you can just turn it on and write any text you want. Facebook gonna automatically insert the name of the person. You can of course add personalization or don't, but it's always nice to have that personalization, and it's gonna send instantly that message. So it's always have to get it's always good to have automatic reply, because it shows that you care about your users and you want to reply them as fast as possible. What is important, not to delay with all the answering to messages, even if you have that automatic reply. because if the page is well responsible, if the page responds as well, then here you can find response rate, which is shown to the users. And if they see that page is active and responses very fastly, they just assume that it's more professional, and it's just one of the ridiculous kind of rules, but it works quite a lot. So it's always important to have that. So this is the simplest page hygiene, what you have to do all the time. It's just to make sure that your cover is updated, that your contact information is updated, and if anyone writes you a message, that you would automatically reply to them, and then, of course, reply as fast as possible. And of course, don't forget to use this button, because you can just change it to anything you want. You can invite to contact you, you can invite to download something, to learn more about something, or just add any other word you want and have any link you want or anything else. So it's very, very good to use it and not just to leave it as that. Okay, so this is the basics, what you have to do at the beginning. Then it's always very, very important to know your auditorium. It means what age it is, what it likes, and stuff like that. So for that, you go to Insights, and you see people. In this part, you can see what age groups are your followers at. And you can see what countries, what cities, what languages they usually speak. So it's always very, very good to know your auditorium, because depending on the age, different post types, different information can be interesting to them. Also, it's very important just to know what kind of people are watching, to know what you can reach, and if your target group is not what you see here, you can make some changes just to change that. So you can just check these things. It's very good to know to sometimes check it. If you will have any questions about it, you can also ask me anytime. What is very interesting with auditorium, it's the question how to grow it. Of course, all of us want to reach as many people as possible. So what you have here, how many people pressed like on your Facebook page, doesn't mean that you're going to reach that number. What you're going to reach, you also see in the statistics. You see it here, and it shows with every post, with everything what you have reached. What is very, very important here, we're going to talk about reach a little bit later, how it is formed, how to change it, and how to use it to your benefits. But going back to auditorium, it's always important how to grow it. So every time you upload anything what gains a lot of likes, let's say you have any photos from event, it's always very important to tag people if you can do that. Let's see here, I'm sorry it's in Lithuanian, but it's easier to just show those examples. If you can tag any organization or event, do it, because it's going to reach more people. If you have photos, let's say, please tag those people, because it's going to be much, much, much better to do that. And then you have more likes than usually, or just anytime you have likes, it's always very important to follow if all those people have liked your page. Because a lot of times, especially if you upload photos, they're gonna reach some likes from people who don't yet like your Facebook page. So in that case, if you have anyone who haven't liked your page yet, you can simply invite them. In this post already everyone were invited, but if you don't have this practice, it's always very useful just to check your posts and check maybe you have any uninvited people and just invite them to grow your auditorium. Because if those people already liked your posts, there is a huge possibility that they gonna like your page and other contents too. So of course, try to do it as fast as possible. Usually, if I upload any photos from any events, I just try next day or the same day evening just to check if there's anyone who haven't yet liked our page and just to invite them to grow the auditorium. And as you will see in this page, this week we had an event. After that event, there was 32 more followers for the page. The number is not very enormous, but accordingly to how many people participated, it's quite a good number. So it's always important to know your auditorium's age and auditorium's language. One more thing, when I was reviewing your Facebook pages, I noticed that some of pages were using multiple languages. And not for one post, but let's say one post goes in native language, another goes in Lithuanian. It's not a very good practice, but it's always very good to have multiple languages. How you can do that? Every post can be written in several languages when you do that. If you wrote a post in several languages, people gonna see accordingly to that language which they have using the most in their Facebook. How to do that? In your settings, you're able to choose it. Wait a second. Yep, I'm not sure now if I'm an administrator of this page, but usually I will send you just screenshots how to do it, because it's quite a cool thing. Simply you can write that post in multiple languages. That means that person will see, let's say, English version if he uses Facebook in English most of the time, and also he will be able to just press another language or translation and see in another language which you already written. So it's always useful for programs as ours, because we can be contacted by Erasmus students who just spend some time in our country and wants to go to Erasmus for Entrepreneurs, or other foreigners who just live in our countries. So it's always have to have multiple languages, and I'm gonna send you an email with some takeoffs from this presentation, so you're gonna see how to do it, and please try it on your Facebook pages because it's always very, very useful. Then all about posting. It's very important to find the type, the frequency, and the best time to post in order to reach more people. As mentioned before, only around 5% of these people, or even less, those people who followed your page, will see all the content you upload. Why is that? Firstly, it's because of the way you're posting. So again, let's go to Insights, and let's go to Posts. It's always very, very important to know your statistics and what works in your page. So let's start with the easiest part, with post types. In this part, you're gonna see what type of posts works best on your page. In most of pages, it will show up similarly. What is important to know that Facebook changed its algorithms a little bit. So if before videos were best to be as short as possible, like 30 seconds or something like that, now Facebook enjoys to ensure the engagement of users. That means that posts who are longer than 2 minutes are more likely to get more reach and to be shown to more users than shorter videos. Also, videos with subtitles will be shown to more users than videos without subtitles. It's very easy and easy and comfortable to do that on Facebook itself, because when you upload the video to Facebook, there is one of the settings just to add subtitles. So Facebook itself will crop the video to smaller parts accordingly to intonations and stuff like that, and you can simply write the subtitles. You can write it either in language which is spoken in the video, or you can write translations to your native or English language as you wish. Why it's very important to have subtitles, no matter if you're translating anything or just transcripting what was said in video, is that most of users scroll Facebook while they're in the bus, in universities, somewhere just waiting for something, and they cannot turn the sound on. So if they have subtitles, they will be more game to read what is written and just to engage with the video, get all the information, than if you have it without any subtitles or any transcriptions. So it's always very important to add it to Facebook videos. And as mentioned before, after some algorithm changes, it's better to have longer than 2 minutes length videos. Then photos. Photos are very, very tricky because it's always very important to stay similar, to have your own style which represents your page, but also not to be too schablonic. What does it mean? It's always good to have color of your page. Let's say you see this page has a lot of blue. It uses it in covers, in logo, also in everything they post. They have some similarities, have the same font, have the same similar small details like this thing, which is similar to the logo and stuff like that. So it's always very good to have some kind of symbol or just a small detail which helps you to understand that this is the content from that particular page. For us, it's always useful to use logos, but also logos sometimes seems very unprofessional, just, put anything on the photo. So it's better to have some kind of small detail. It could be the shade of the photos, let's say. It could be something similar to logo, but just a small detail like here. It could be some ornaments or anything what would just bring the similarity to all your page and to show some story, to just add some story to all of it. Also, what is very important with photos, Facebook will block any photo which has a lot of text in it. I'm going to show you some bad examples because we have it here. So let's say this photo. This photo shows one of the speakers of this event. So what we have photo, we have name of the event, and we have the speaker and his profession written down. This thing, even if this post, even if boosted with some paid ads, won't reach a lot of people. You see a lot of mentioning here, which is very, very good because it should definitely appear to more people. But if the photo has at least 30% of its covered with text, Facebook automatically detects it as an interesting ad and won't show to most of your followers. So if you can, please avoid the text. There's only one situation where this is not applied. It's when you have a cover of an event. If you have event, you can use as much text as you want. Of course, even for events, it's better to have some visualizations just to get more attention of people. So again, with photos, it's very important that it was good quality, that it wouldn't contain a lot of text, and just to experiment and have some symbol, ornament, color, shade, filter, or anything like that, just to look and to represent it all the time as well as possible. Okay, so that is what's important with posts. One more interesting thing. I've already said that posts won't be shown to a lot of your followers. One of the way how to increase it is to fight for the reactions at the beginning. When you upload the post, it's very important how it will be reacted, how the users who are gonna see it will react within the first 15 minutes. What does it mean? If the post will get a lot of likes, comments, shares, or anything like that, it will appear in more news feeds of your users. If the post will be ignored or just get like 2 or 3 likes, it won't reach a lot of people. So it's always good to have at least all of your team members who would press like, comment anything. Comments are even better than likes, because with the value of how the value of the post is increasing, the most value adds shares. In the second place, it's comments, and in the third place, it's likes. So if you can have some shareable content or have some comments on it, it's always very, very, very useful. Also, it's sometimes very useful just to have content where you ask for comments. It's also a very good example which can add some followers and just help you to be seen more, because every post you will update on your newsfeed will have impact on how other posts of your Facebook feed will be seen. It means if, let's say, 10 of your previous posts were not very popular, that means that 11th post will be shown to less people than first 10. So it's always very important to have very good content, because all your previous history and how popular, how well-reaching the posts were, they will have some influence on your future posts too. So we talked about type. Let's talk about frequency. Don't post too often, but don't make your followers starve too. That means that if you want to post, let's say, twice a day, it's possible, it's okay, but don't do that in 1 hour. Have more breaks between those posts, just to get more reach on every of them. You should post at least 3 times a week if you want to have normal constant days of likes, of reach, and stuff like that. If you will post not so often, with longer breaks, less followers will be shown of your posts at the beginning. That means you will get less engagement, and if you get less engagement, then again your reach drops down, and all of your future posts will be shown less to all the followers too. And then one very interesting thing is, when is the best time to post? So if you go to your statistics again, and if you go to posts, we already checked the post types. Also, you can always check the top posts from your page, because you're gonna see the engagement. That means what your auditoria likes the most. And then there's a very interesting thing: when your fans are online. That means that during this time, most of your followers are scrolling Facebook, they are online, and they are more likely to see your posts. That doesn't mean that you have to find the highest point, which will be 11 a.m. as in situation of this, let's say, page. It means that you have to experiment a little bit. There is few theories how to reach more people accordingly to time. One of them is to just find the highest usage time and just post that. But it's very risky, because most of the pages will do the same. That means that in this particular time, let's say we have 1,000 people connected. every one of them will be shown, let's say, 3 posts from Facebook pages he follows. So if at this time hundreds of pages will share the content, you will have to compete with all of them just to appear in some of the people newsfeed, and it's very risky. It's better to find that growing time before the peak. Let's say you could either try 8 a.m., 9 a.m., or try 8 or 9 p.m. and see which of these times works best for you. I cannot say the normal answer right now because it depends on every page, dependingly on what people follows it, what is the culture of those people and stuff like that. But you have to experiment. So it's always good to have, let's say, period of 1 month where you just experiment and have, let's say, 10 posts on 8 a.m., 10 posts on 9 p.m., and just see which ones of them reach more people, just to know when is the best time to engage with your followers. So it requires quite a lot of experimentations, but it works quite a lot. So it's worth to invest some time in that, just to know your auditorium best. Okay, so this is the most important things about posting. What are the main takeaways? Know what types of posts your people like. Then know when to post. Experiment with it. Try things and just search for the best way which works for you. Then upload good quality posts. Try not to have too much text in it, because Facebook again changes algorithms a little bit, and it comes more and more like to Twitter because it doesn't enjoy a lot of text right now. It's better to have 3-4 lines, and then try to make it shareable, commentable, and stuff like that. Some of people also try one trick. Often in our posts we have some kind of links, so you can add them not in the text but in comments. You can just add that. You will find application form in comments. Add some arrows down and then put it in comments. Because in that way, first of all, your followers will feel free to comment, because there are some pages where people just feel uncomfortable to comment because it's not some kind of practice which they see there. So it's better to use it and just to experiment with it, because it could become one of the tricks how to make your posts more visible on Facebook. And of course, after every post, just look who liked it, who showed some reactions, just to invite those people to like your page too and to see more content. Also, I said that it's good if your teams could show some reactions on every post as soon as possible. You can do it here, because most of the people will just have a default appearance in newsfeed. That means that they will see some of the posts depending on their type, depending on the time, depending on what the other pages were posting on the time and stuff like that. If you choose see first, that means that every post this page will upload, you will see in top of your newsfeed. So it's always very useful to do for the pages you enjoy and you don't want to miss the content. And also it's also very useful to invite your colleagues to follow your page in this particular setting, just to get more reach and to make it more visible to all the other people. Also, if you're struggling with the auditorium, with page likes and stuff like that, there's one very, very easy trick. You can press invite friends here, and you don't even have to be admin. You can invite all your team members to do that. If you press invite friends, of course I invited most of them yet here, you can press select all and send invites. And all of those friends will be invited. I've already invited a lot. So if, let's say, all of your team members will do that on your Facebook page, you will increase it with a lot of likes, and it's very, very good to have, especially if you're still building the community, if you're still building the followers and you want to reach more people. Especially if you work with that topic, that means that your friends will probably be more interested in the thing you're doing than just random people. So try to do that, because it's a very good way to increase your auditorium. Also, see who liked your pages and invite them to who liked your posts, and invite them to like your page too if you haven't done it yet. Okay, so that's all about posts. Then about visuals. How it always has to be in a good quality. It's better to have people than any objects. Try don't to be very schablonic and just to have any photos from Google. Also, it's illegal just to take photos from Google. If you really struggle with free photos which you could share, there's one page called unsplash.com where you will get free high-resolution photos which you will be able to use to your Facebook page. So just write any topic, let's say young people. Okay. You will get plenty of good quality photos which you can send for free and use. Of course, they are very schablonic. If you have any photos from your events, it's always better to use them than to use any content from Google, because it's not personalized. It's better to have personalized photos. Also, let's say here you will see photos from events, but you won't see a photo of all the people in one place, because it's not working anymore. No one is interested in photo where just everyone stands in a nice line, takes and smiles. It's better to have more personalized photos. If you can take two people or one person or a team or something like that, it's always much better to have it and to use it. So this is one of the rules with photos. If you are not able to upload people and you need to upload anything else, like, I don't know, you want to announce registration or application to some kind of an event, try to use visuals, again, without text, except in the covers of events. And if you want to put any text on them, you can do that, but in a very delicate way. I'm going to show you one example, which is kind of not according to the rules, because most of the visual you're going to see is just text, but that text was created to engage with people. There was a simple question given to users and those who see the post, and they commented to it. One very important rule with comments: if anyone comments on any post or anything on your page, please always reply. It's very important to create a communication between you and your community. And if you're lucky enough to have comments, please answer to them, because first of all, you're engaging with your users. That's a very good thing. Another thing is that you are showing them that you're not so far away. You're just communicating with them in a nice way. So it's always very good to do that. Okay, I'm just gonna show you that good example. Yeah, let's say here people were invited to register for newsletter. Sorry, not the right photo. Here they were invited to register to newsletter. So it was very easy, because it's just the name of newsletter, logo of the company, and then just some kind of picture. What you will see here, it's a colored filter on the photo, which is one of this thing is one of the way how this page, accordingly to the logo, will create normal content and will create their own symbol or something. So if they upload photos without people or anything like that, they just put this filter and it creates a very cool vibe. And here you will see a picture which is very schablonic, because here's only something from Unsplash. But they wrote a sentence and haven't finished it. If translated to English, it's "I don't imagine September without," and something like that. And there was a lot of comments, a lot of reactions, a lot of answering and stuff like that. So this very kind of simple thing, which normally wouldn't have more reactions or stuff like that, was reached. I think reached at least 2,000 people, when usually this page reaches around 400. So if you can do that, do it, but do it in a good quality. So have your own style, don't bring too much text, and just use very good quality visuals. As already mentioned, you can do it from unsplash.com or any other platform which offers free, good quality photos which you can use. Okay. Yes, when to use visuals. Every time you can. If you need to share any link, it probably won't get so much attention as if you shared it with some kind of visual. So if you even want to share a link to some article, try to find some visual which you could use. Or another thing, I will say here, one of the examples, you see that the comment of registration was put it not to the post itself, but to comments. It's quite a good example and quite a good thing. Yeah, so if you can, let's see here, they are sharing a link, I think, link to registration, but they still put some kind of visual to get more attention. Because if post goes without any visual, just text, it will be shown to much less people than if you use visual, video, or any other more interesting stuff. So it's always important to make it good quality without a lot of text. Try to use it as much as possible. It's always better to have one photo instead of several, because one photo will reach more people than several, except if you're uploading some kind of album from events. Then you don't need to upload every picture alone. And what programs to use? There's a very good, easily used and free program called canva.com, which will make you photos editing expert for sure. Here you can simply create any design. Let's choose Facebook post, let's say. You choose Facebook post, and you either already choose from templates which can appear right here. Yeah, we have templates, but they usually are very specific and not so interesting for our page. So you can create it very easily by yourself. If you're gonna have any questions, just ask me, but I'm sure you're gonna find how to use it very easily, because you can simply add some grid, upload any photos you want, or use any photos you already have. Just very easy. It's almost as using Word. And you want to add text, you can also upload your colors. Let's say I uploaded some stuff from our brand book. That means that colors are accordingly to our brand book colors. There's only even 2 brand books, then you can choose any color. Fonts are also uploaded, but you can use free fonts which are here. So if you need just to correct anything on photos, add something, change something, or do something, feel free to use canva.com, because it's very easy to use and it can create a lot of good stuff and in a very fast time. So it's quite cool thing. Yeah, so that's about all with visuals. And now, how posts are shown to Facebook users. I already told you that not all of your page followers will see it. Of course, you can choose to see all the posts, but usually people don't do that. Also, Facebook have limits. You can also only choose, I think, 10 pages or even less, which will be shown first. And there's one very important change. This year, Facebook changed its algorithm. Facebook wants to create it more personalized and show less ads, less content from non-people, so less from business, from any pages and stuff like that. That means that every post which has a possibility to appear in person's newsfeed, that means that either the person is a friend with someone and that friend posted something, shared something, commented on something, either the person liked or followed page. In any of these cases, all the posts which were uploaded at a particular time are evaluated accordingly to how that person reacts and what he does on Facebook. That means if that particular person often comments on videos, shares videos, engages with videos, that means that he sees them and just scrolls through any photos or stuff like that, that means that every video will go a little bit up. If that person engaged with your page information before, that means that he liked your posts, shared them, commented on them, was tagged in any of them or stuff like that, there's a little bit bigger chance that he will also be shown of the page information you uploaded. So it's very tricky to compete with all the personal information which is uploaded by Facebook users' friends or anyone else. So it's a possibility to buy, let's say, ads to boost posts or stuff like that, but even that doesn't work so well as it worked before. So the only thing how it's possible to connect with people right now is to create the content which is always engaging. That means that you don't only share something to share, but you share in order to engage, to press them on the link, to comment, to share, or to do any other stuff. If person simply scrolls through your post, it's bad. If person even presses hide the post or hide the page or something like that, it's even worse, because it means that that particular post won't be shown to more people, and it will get less reach, and your Facebook page will get less reach, and it will be harder to connect with those people later and stuff like that. So it's always very important to don't share irrelevant content. Try your content to be short, very specific, very engaging. That means that it has to be relevant and it has to create some kind of reaction. If you can invite to comment, do that. But also don't forget that people don't feel comfortable to comment, to be the first ones to comment. So if you can, ask your colleagues to comment first, just to create that tradition of commenting, of your page engaging with its users and stuff like that. So I wouldn't recommend to boost posts or buy ads, because it's not working as well as we wish it to be. It's better to just have a good connections with your community, and just to use it to be seen. As mentioned, if you post something, try what you could tag either people or other organizations or other Facebook pages or anything. If you can tag in your post, do that for sure. Let's say this post shared expert for one of the programs. You will see some icons here. It's very good because it's engaging. It's not boring to read. It's separated. Text is quite short and it is separated. Then you have a lot of tags. Uber, let's say, we see that has more than 22 million followers. That means that if Uber was mentioned here, this post will be shown to a little bit bigger group of people when it would be shown without this tag. Then if you're using any links, don't put all the huge link. Let's say if I go here, okay, let's say some kind of Google form, okay? You will have a very, very long link. Don't use it because it looks very, very unprofessional and just too long. It's boring. It seems complicated. How you can do it, and it's also have very good side effect. If you use bitly.com, it will make your links shorter and accordingly to the topic. Let's say we had Google form. You see the link itself is enormous. It's 2 lines. So in Facebook it will take 3 to 4 lines. It's very big. So we changed it and we made it understandable. Kona status pre-acceleration application. It could of course be even shorter, but it was in a hurry. So here you can simply create link. You put anything you have very, very long. Okay, it won't be very long, but let's see this one. It's quite a long link. We put very long link. We get a shorter one. We can change it to be more to the topic on the spot, let's say. It can be, of course, taken, but we could change it. And we just save it. Okay, this one was taken. Oh, yeah, I took the very bad phrase. But you just have that, and you can copy the shorter link, and it will look much better on your Facebook page. Also, you will see the statistics, how many people pressed that link, how they pressed it. It means when they pressed it. You will see for how long your post was shown, how many people see it. You will see where it was pressed. You will see where it was found, and a lot of other things. So it's always very, very good to use those things because it helps to track you the statistics of how engaging you are. Also, it just looks more professional on your Facebook page. Also, I'm just gonna find some unboosted page. Let's say this page, this post. If you will try to see what was the engagement of the post, oh sorry, it will go up. You will see how many people were reached. That means how many people saw this page, saw this particular post. Then how many of them liked, commented, or shared. This is called the engagement. It's a very good numbers because sometimes you have a lot of shares, let's say, and you won't see how many people liked or reached it. So if you press on this part of the post, you will see that. Also, here you will see how many people pressed links or did other clicks. Other clicks means that they pressed see more or anything like that. And here's a negative feedback. It's always very important to see the negative feedback because if you, let's say, have hide all posts, that means that this was irrelevant to your users and they don't want to see these things anymore. So you can adjust your content accordingly to that. So this is one of the main things how Facebook will show your posts. It's not very good to buy ads anymore because it's not working so well. It's better to have other Facebook pages who will share, to have people who will share, and of course to tag people, tag organizations, tag places, and be as engageable as possible. So try to do that as much as possible. This is the main things with Facebook. Then let's talk shortly about Instagram. Instagram has a little bit younger auditorium. That means that the language is better to use either English or your native. But if you work with an international program, of course, it's better to have English. You can always link your Facebook page to your Instagram page, and that will help to share your content from your Instagram page simply to your Facebook page or stuff like that. Then what about posting? In these posts, it's very important to be interesting. You cannot just simply share any objects. It's better to have people, to have more personalized photos, and just to use it more personalized. There's not such a thing as best time to post, because differently from Facebook, people will see your content just accordingly to the time you posted it. So you simply can use it very, very easily. I see that you're writing something. Yeah, reach means how many people saw your post. Engaged means how many people did anything with your post. That means either pressed on see more or any link or stuff, or pressed like, commented, share. That means engaged. And reached means how many people were shown your post. That means that it simply appeared in their news feed, or just they scrolled through it and stuff like that. So yeah, engaged is they showed any interest, and reached, they simply saw the post. It doesn't mean that they read it. They could just scroll through it, but it appeared in their newsfeed. Okay, so back to Instagram. There's no best time to post, but Instagram and Facebook has that new, not already has new feature as a page story. In Facebook, if you go to your page, you can add a story, which means you just add some picture, something, and just do that. On Instagram, you also can simply add a picture or anything in your story. That story will be shown only for 24 hours. But stories nowadays are seen more than any posts. So if you use Instagram, it's necessary to add not only as a post, but also as a story. And if you use Facebook, it's also quite beneficial to add your post not only as a post, but share it as a story too. It's not so hard to do, because because when you post it, there is a question always that you can just add it to your story, and it's very easy to do. Okay, so Instagram, if you can, please try to add it to your story. Frequency is not that important too, but of course, if you want to be engaging, try to post at least several times a week. It's always very good to use real photos from real events. In Granada, we talked a little bit that it's quite hard to get good quality photos from our NEs. And I really understand you, because sometimes when they send me any photos, I just bury them as deep as possible, because they are in a very bad quality and they look not so interesting and they look very boring and just stuff like that. So try to use those times when you are with an E. Let's say if you're signing a financial agreement, take a photo and share that. Oh, you see, here's Greta, and she's going to Germany for 2 months. Greta wants to do that and that. If you want to know more about Greta, register to our program and try it yourself, or anything like that. So try to find those interesting moments. Of course, if you are willing to have more photos with the niece, try not to have all of them in the same place, because if you will have 20 posts with the people sitting on the same chair signing the same documents, only the faces changes, so it's not so much interesting. But try to change it a little bit to be more engaging, and to be on the spot all the time, just to share what's happening, to invite to participate and stuff like that. Also, if you're sharing something, it has to go with some kind of created value. It means if I'm sharing a photo that some of our NEs are leaving somewhere, what is the main goal? Do I want to say what is the program itself, or do I want to invite someone? So in any of these situations, it's always very important to know what is the main goal, what is the main message. Because that photo or that short story is just a way how to do that, but there's always has to be a bigger picture. So what will come out of that? Don't ever post just to post. On Instagram, by the way, you can do that, because Instagram is very free platform where you can simply share more everyday stuff and just engage with people. Also, in Facebook, what we discovered that if you're boosting posts, I said that it's not working very well, but if you choose to boost it on Instagram, just the same post which you have on Facebook will be shown on Instagram too. It reaches more people. So of course, without paid advertising, you can reach all the same. But if you want just to experiment, you can do it too. Okay, then visuals. Instagram is a little bit different from Facebook. On Instagram, don't use text at all. On Instagram, it's very, very important to have personalized photos. That means that mountains or flowers won't work there. It's important to have people. Photos have to be in a very, very good quality. And it's always very good to have a similar style on your Instagram newsfeed. I'm going to show you a few examples. One of them is very personal. It's just one girl. But as you see, all of her photos are very, very in a good shape because they are all in those circles. They all are in a very, very similar color palette and stuff like that. How to do that? There's several programs how you can do that, but it's always very, very good to create your own style and to keep it, because that makes you look more professional. That helps you to just look better and create better outcomes of it. So you can also try some stuff like that. One of the programs which could be used for that is Unfold. It's just an app. You can send it on your mobile phone, and there you can experiment with different shades, different filters, different forms, stuff like that, until you find your own, which will follow through all the Instagram page. It's very, very important to make consist on your Facebook page and on your Instagram especially, because if you will just upload very random photos with random shades, random colors, it will look very unprofessional, and it won't be followed by a lot of people. You won't get a lot of engagement. So again, on Instagram, it's very, very important to have the stories. And if you upload any pictures, try to have your own style how you do that. Then here's an Instagram of one amazing project in Lithuania. It has even better work because you see how conscious it is. To every story, they put 3 visuals at the same time. Those visuals show some short thing from the video they created about that person. Then they show a short quote, something inspiring that person said. And third thing is that picture of that person. So they create a very, very, very nice style, and it creates a very good stories, and you just get engaged to it very, very much. If you just scroll it, it's interesting. You can see all the stories. It's very clear, and you see what is their goal from what they upload here. So it's a very good example how you can do that. Again, you still have to experiment with these things. It's always important that if you have Instagram page, you link it to your Facebook page. That's just to have some shared content and to not to split your followers or your groups, or simply to make them use any platform they feel good to use. So, and how posts are shown to Instagram users. If they follow you, they will see it on your newsfeed. Simply, let's say here is an Instagram page of my hockey team. So if you scroll, you will see simply all the posts of anyone you've followed, just in a timeline accordingly to when they uploaded it. If you also you can follow not the people themselves, but some kind of topic. So let's say Instagram has hashtags, which are always very important to use. Let's say we will use hashtag travel. And we will see, I'm just going to make it bigger a little bit, we will see all the posts which used hashtag travel. And you can follow it. A lot of people does that because they're just interesting in a good content. So in Instagram, it's always very important to use hashtags. If you have an Instagram post, every post of yours should have at least 10 hashtags. Facebook doesn't work with it as well as Instagram, but Instagram does, and it's important to know what content to create and what hashtags to use, because otherwise it's very hard to grow your followers and to reach to more people. But newest practices shows that more and more people get engaged through Instagram than through Facebook. So it's good to use these things. One of the specialties is that to use as less text as possible. Use more hashtags, less text. It's a very good practice, and just enjoy it because Instagram has a lot of cool things to offer. So these are two main platforms which now are used by young people. One more thing with Instagram hashtags, feel free to Google. If you want to use any hashtags, just try to search top Instagram hashtags for exchange programs, let's say, and you will see a lot of hashtags which are used mostly, and try to use them in your posts because it means that you will reach more people. Then there is one more thing, it's LinkedIn. We already discovered that we had a LinkedIn page, so it's always good to share content on LinkedIn, especially because here we can connect with the strong entrepreneurs and with the new entrepreneurs who are still just starting. Yes, I see. Yes, of course, we should use Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs hashtag, Suzanne, but it shouldn't be the only hashtag we use. If we can, just try to use as many of them as possible because this is the way to reach more people. Then LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, we can share and create all kinds of content, but it's always very important to know the goal. If we want, we can create a community here very easily, because to create a group on LinkedIn, it's very good because they can share content there. It's not so annoying as Facebook, because on Facebook nowadays we get so many notifications and stuff like that that a lot of information just gets lost there. Yes, entrepreneurs mobility, of course, should be used as a hashtag, and also check for some more which were not yet used for Erasmus, but could be maybe brought to exchange programs and just help us to reach those people who never heard about Erasmus or entrepreneurs mobility or other stuff like that. So LinkedIn is yet not explored by a lot of people, because this program, this platform, just connects us with only those people who has any interest in careers, business, and stuff like that. Because it's not like Facebook, the content is not as funny or engaging. So here we have more of professionals. So LinkedIn could be used for some of our success stories. Of course, it could be some links to application forms or stuff like that. But I think more it could be used for our inner circle, just to have alumni group where they could share their experience, share their takeoffs of the exchange and stuff like that. So these are the main platforms. I said that YouTube is one of the top platforms right now too, but it competes with Facebook quite a lot. So if you don't have a very well-developed YouTube page with a lot of followers, it's better to just upload it to Facebook and create more engagement there than to put it on YouTube and then share to Facebook and stuff like that. Of course, if you want to upload it to any web or anything like that, it's better to use YouTube because it has a better quality, but it's not a problem to use it on the both platforms too. So now if you have any questions, I'm very open for them. You can interrupt me if you want.
Well, thank you so much for many tips. I didn't know. We are also using Canva here in TSCS, but we are still having some problems.
Yeah, if you ever have any questions with Canva, you can also contact me. I will help you with it.
I will.
Okay, so I'm still gonna write some takeaways from this thing. What is a must? What you should not to forget? What you could do at the same time and stuff like that. And if we want, we can of course experiment right now because we have our Facebook page, Entrepreneurs Mobility. If we could all open it. Now you see that we have 797 likes right here. So if we just try to invite all of our friends, we would see how it works, and we will already try one of the features ourselves and just help to create a bigger community here. So I invite you all to invite people to follow this page just to create a better content with all of them. I know it's a lot of it.
I will have to work on this.
It's fine. Yeah, so
I think we could start with a post about the Granada Network meeting, now that it is very recent. Putting
yes.
maybe one of the photos that we took outside the meeting room.
Yes, Greta just sent those photos, so I'm gonna upload them on our Instagram and on our Facebook pages too, just to link them to have some more sharing between them.
And maybe, as you suggested, if we tag all the persons and also include also the companies, we can reach with this first post quite big audience.
Yes, of course. I think we could tag all of the companies we are from just to show how broad is the partners' connections.
Yes.
In the post itself. Great. Any other questions? If no, I hope you're gonna get some useful information from it. If you will have any following questions, don't hesitate to ask me. I will be more than happy to answer you and to help you. Also, I viewed some of your pages. As already told, I would advise to use multiple languages on your posts. I will send you screenshots how to use it and how to have it, and I hope that you will use it and it will help you.
Thank you so much, Aquila. Thank you to all of you for participating, and we will wait for your updates from the social media.
Great. And also what you could all do too is, as I showed, to press see first, just to see when the posts of our consortium Facebook will be uploaded, just to show some love to those posts, to make them more reachable to other users too. Because if we press likes within the first hour, it will create a bigger interest and make it shown to more people. It will be shown to more people, yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
A lot of
you.
things to think about now.
Okay, if you have any questions during the process, feel free to contact me. And as promised, I will send you some takeoffs just to have all in one place.
Thank you. It was a lot of information for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, bye-bye. See you in a while.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.